Oh my gosh, guys, it is RuPaul's Drag Race. Let's see what episode it was. Sorry. RuPaul's Drag Race, Dragracadabra, Season 11, Episode 10, and it's Friday. I'm not paid by them, obviously, although they did. Anyway, magic show. I feel like there's a lot more performances. I don't know why. I think it's pretty average, but it feels like every week is an acting or an improv or some sort of performance challenge, which I guess makes sense because drag is performance. But anyway, oh man, that's good. Sweet. So they do the balls to the wall, which is just them rubbing up against the pit crew. The effect is totally lost on me, but whatever. I watched the whole show last night. Tried to catch up, but watched it with the subtitles on at, right when it was airing. And the show got ruined for me because Twitter is so angry. So I'm going to cut as soon as I can right to it. So Vanjie wins, picks her teams, Ivy, Acaria, Silky, and her, which is why I'm like, Silky must be a lot more fun in person because she clearly has friends in the show. And I personally feel bad because she's so universally disliked on Twitter, which must be incredibly difficult. I personally don't enjoy her, but I don't enjoy her performance. Seeing how much everyone despises her makes me feel a little bad for her. So it kind of evens out. I'm still probably not crazy about her as a performer, but I don't resent that she's having a good time. I don't think that, Anyway, I'm sorry. Clearly, I've had one already. So, they're going to do a magic show. I kind of got a little annoyed with Brooke because Brooke was like, oh, Nina shouldn't worry about this. But last week, Brooke picked Nina specifically because Nina does worry about this. I know those of us who are anxious can be annoying because it seems like we're overthinking things and over-preparing. But that's what anxiety does. Anxiety, when you have it and it's at its best, it prepares you down every, what if this, 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 and you're thinking of all these things and it can be annoying to other people, but it's also what gets you not to go with the most obvious first choice or second. Sometimes the best choice is number 7 or 8. Sometimes it is number 1, but you add in something from number 7. So Nina definitely has that, and Sugar and Brooklyn were both kind of like, oh, you're overthinking it. But once again, Nina runs one of these little improv kind of performance groups and they win. And it makes everyone else look good. I would say Sugar looked good too, but we'll get to that soon. The problem with the black magic, which was Ivy, Acaria, Silky, and Vanjie, was the exact problem. They didn't prepare. Ivy brings this up. Ivy. Evie. I have to write her name Evie because I want to say Ivy when I see the Ivy. Anyway, Evie brings this up. There's a little bit of contention. No, I'm good just sort of, improving. This is, I'm not necessarily saying that improv was wrong, but when you have a group that doesn't do particularly well, Evie knows that she's not a particularly great improver. Vanjie's been nailed before about, like, you just do Vanjie, which I feel is not a fair critique because they like Silky and Silky keeps doing Silky, and they like Brooklyn and Brooklyn keeps doing Brooklyn, and Nina keeps doing Nina. I feel like that criticism of Vanjie, she's getting frustrated because she feels like I don't really know what to do, which is a totally realistic frustration because it doesn't really state what the problem is. I don't really know what their problem is because we see, like, well, I won't skip ahead. We'll get to it at the appropriate time. Nina, Sugar, Brooklyn were amazing. It was like watching a real magic show. You knew when the tricks were coming. They had a narrative. Even when you thought something was going wrong, like for a split second, it was a joke, and you go, oh, I get it. Like Brooklyn opening the door and no one's there. Pulling out the wine, the bottle. Oops, I think she ruined it. Then she didn't ruin it. So the whole thing, to me worked, and it was a joy. And you have that. Nina said it herself. She lights it. She lives for the stage. You can feel that. She loves being on stage. She's there with you. She's there in the moment. She's interacting with. You feel like you're at home. She's interacting with you there. Oh my gosh, she sees me through the TV. Not really. I have a little drink and just wind down a little. The exact opposite for the Black Magic. So this is my critique, which is magic is about misdirection. But their issue was no direction. So magic says, look over here, and down here you do something. The problem with them was all of this was happening and they weren't even looking over here. So when you say, look over here, ta-da! People didn't even know where to look, so stuff was happening, but there wasn't enough lead-in to follow it. And a really kind of good concrete example is if you have a friend on Facebook who's like, just posts a picture with no explanation, you go, oh, and then later on they say, oh, well, can't you see that there's in the background, there's I don't know, giraffe dressed as a clown. You know, you need to have enough introduction, enough explanation to bring people to, this is what I'm showing you. And with the magic, you have to be like, here's the expectation, looky, now look over here, or, excuse me, here's a cup, and here's a this, and let's cover them up, and now look. And so there wasn't a lot of narrative, so there was a lot of, I mean, I think I've explained it well enough. So, to me, it was really clear that Nina, Sugar, Brooklyn all did well. Now, I think Nina did the best. I think Brooklyn did the second best. I think Sugar did the least of those three, but still did well. I think Nina was just, I could watch her all night. I could watch her tell a story about going to the beach. I could watch her, I won't say read the phone book because, but you know what I mean? Like, I would watch her do anything. Brooklyn is also a good performer. I don't know that she did that much better than Sugar. I might put them right down there. Now, the Black Magic, I didn't think any of them did particularly well. I don't think any of their jokes really landed. A lot of stuff, they would like do the trick, and you had to be like, oh, was that not there a second ago? You know what I mean? It was hard to follow. The timing was a little off. I felt they all should have been in the bottom. Let's put them all there. They were all a mess. This is even more... So they did a caftan. So I actually missed the theme of the runway. So when Silky came out, I wrote down, I like the new silhouette. And then I realized the rule was caftan. And she still had the exact same bodycon outfit with a sheer thing over it. And I was like, that's really the same. That's basically the same. I mean, I guess it's technically a caftan, but to me, it wasn't, it was like, the least possible work she could do while still doing exactly what she always does. So I wasn't super impressed. I loved Evie's. Akaria's not a caftan. I wrote not a caftan and then have a little face. And then of course, Ross Matthews felt exactly the same, which is it wasn't a caftan. I don't buy this whole caftan with a C and caftan with a K. And yeah, you could have a caftan with pants underneath it, but that's like saying I would dress with pants underneath it. That wasn't pants underneath a caftan. That was a bodysuit with some fluff on the side. So, and then Vanjie, loved it. Sugar, I liked it. I liked it. I'm sorry that I actually wrote like, ooh, these runways are getting really big. Brooke was really pretty, and then Florida was, Nina was Florida realness to me. Now this is what I'm getting frustrated with. Brooklyn a couple weeks ago had a kind of bad performance in the Snatch Game, but had like one of the best runways ever. They still put her in the bottom 2. I thought the runway should have saved her and put her in the bottom 3, and then her not have to lip sync with Vanjie. Same way, the fact that Akaria, I think, should have been in the bottom, and should have been one of the bottom 2, because the caftan was not a caftan, and that bothers me. Like, why are we going to have a runway if we're not going to have that sway things? She was already on the worst team. She didn't stand out in any way. I don't think she was any better than Sugar. I thought their whole thing was a mess. Evie said that they wanted to improv, and Vanjie got kind of upset. And I mean, Vanjie might have recorded stuff, but I feel like she should have been like, hey, I was willing to do that, but the other two weren't, and or or something, because she kind of got mad at Evie for saying that the other two wanted to improv, but we all saw the conversation, and Silky and Ikaria wanted to improv. Evie did not. Evie wanted to write a script out, and Vanessa was like, Vanjie was just like, I want to keep everyone happy, which is not the same as saying I want to write stuff out. I like Vanjie quite a bit, but I think she was wrong to kind of snap at Evie. I think that is because she's friends with Silky and Ikaria, and so anyway, they put Vanjie in the bottom, and Suga went home. I don't agree. Okay, so Vanjie winning over Suga, I'm fine with, but I don't feel Suga should have been at the bottom. I mean, that seems to be a very common. The episode got ruined for me because people were so mad on Twitter I couldn't get away from it. I didn't even search the hashtag, which is fine because normally that's not a problem, but everyone is so worked up about this. And I don't really blame them. I don't get why Suga was in the bottom. I feel, now my recourse is that Suga's going to do great outside of this. If they've only been doing drag for 6 months, there's, so much room for growth. I found them delightful as a person and all that. I think Vanjie's very close to going. I'll be sad, but I just don't think it's working out for this competition. I feel like the feedback they're giving is not super clear. People like Vanjie for being Vanjie. I feel like it's a lot like the Trixie Mattel. So if you guys remember, Trixie Mattel got sent home, and they had a real problem getting Trixie's aesthetic, but people loved them, so bam, they bring her back, she wins the season, all that. I feel like it's kind of one of those things. It's very likely that we'll see Vanjie back again in an all-star season. I would be fine with Silky going. We're starting to see Michelle kind of gave her some critiques on stuff. So there you go. It's kind of anyone's game. I'm glad that Nina won. So well deserved. I'm really excited. Nina is nestling her way into the hearts and minds of America, so she will be fine. So thank you so much for the one person who commented last week. I'm so glad I have someone to talk to, and I will see you guys soon.